Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. This is going to sound weird. Oh, I don't know if you just watched my last other YouTube, but I'm going to kind of repeat this a couple of times. Is that I am being, like my things aren't getting out there, especially on, or I'm just going to go from now on, and that my tube, this is going to be like, because I don't know what words are like making the powers that be shut me down, but I am being. So I make these YouTubes, nobody's seeing them. And then I'm posting them on on I'm not even following my own lessons. And yeah, so my information isn't getting out there. But that's by design, and that's okay, which means I am actually speaking the truth because they have to, right? Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about the firmament. Yeah. So I wrote about, in my book, if you haven't read the book, I wrote a number of chapters that, well, I'm just going to say, I wrote this book. And then now that I'm like starting to pull back and able to open up myself to other people's things and whatever, I'm getting a lot of downloads. I'm getting a lot of information coming to me. That's how spirit talks to me. They send me things, they show me things and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay. And then I have to deal with it. And sometimes it takes me a long time to accept it, which is the firmament. Boom, 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 boom. Drum roll. I have a hard time with it, but I'm trying to accept it. So the firmament, it's a biblical thing in the Bible and maybe some other religions too. I'll bet you it's in Hinduism because those Hindus, they got it going on, right? They just do. Um so there was a time where I was pulled off of Earth, off the planet, and there's another part to that, and I'm going to make another YouTube about that, about what happened, because that's when I went and met a crystal skull. I got to talk to you about that. Whole new ideas on this, okay? Because all this, like literally this last week is like, all this stuff is coming out. Okay. Firmament. So I was shown, okay, in my book, I talk about, how humans see less than 1%. I mean, seriously, how blind are you if you see less than 1%? I think Stevie Wonder sees more than 1%, and that is an actual fact because he can kind of see, but he's blind, or Ray Charles, some people that are blind, they can see some things. Well, but that's literally how we humans are. And also in my book, I say that we are worms, earthworms, because like I'm sitting in a house right now and I know ding dong well, underneath my house is a bunch of worms, and those worms don't know about Doritos or the moon or a job, or any of these kinds of things. Or, well, they do know birds because birds eat them. Anyway, there's a lot they don't know about. But here's the thing. So I always look in nature to see, like what's going on, because if there's repeating patterns, it might be a clue. So if worms are benighted, aren't we humans benighted because we have blinders or blinkers on and we only see less than 1%? So what I'm presenting to you is that there's a different matrix. I can't say that it's the truth. It's just a different matrix. It's just a different reality of what's going on. As we are here, as we are human beings doing our 3D dorky day, okay? Doing our things, watching football, eating Doritos, okay? There's another level that is right on top of us. And so I kind of wrote about it in my book, and I had to accept the fact, which I don't like to do, that there is such a thing as the firmament. Now, all right, great. So then, I have to chew on it and think about it. All right, what is that? Blah, blah, blah. But then I was shown, okay, so literally the firmament, it's in the Bible. So if you're a Christian, you should probably believe in it. And somebody gave me a Bible. Well, actually, Linda, my friend, who's in the book, gave me a new St. James or James whatever Bible with bigger print so I could read it. Anyway, and I was reading Revelations again. I've read the Bible cover to cover twice. Should probably do it again. I don't even know, but there's some disclosure in there. Anyway, so we don't experience in our realm, in our Earth 3D, we don't see the firmament, okay? I got zoomed out one time, like I was saying before, the crystal skull, and I saw Earth, and I'm sorry, flat earthers, I saw a globe, okay. And, you can debate all that, whatever. Also, when I go on a cruise, I look at the handrail, and then, when you're out on the big, big ocean, you can kind of see a curve. Anyway, I can. I'm weird, so whatever. But I've also seen that at times, heaven or this other realm is literally like 5 feet above our heads. Literally, there was this movie with, oh God, I'm always bad at Hollywood people's names. Something about God, whatever. Heaven Can Wait. No, not that one. Samuel L. Jackson, wasn't him. Who was it? Anyway, there was a scene, and who's the comedian? Jim Carrey, and that wasn't Samuel Jackson. What's the other dude with the really good voice? Anyway, so like Jim Carrey goes up on a ladder and he's in an office building, and then he pops up the ceiling tile, and then there's God. It's a God movie. I don't even know. But then there's God right there. Literally, this is true. So in my last video, I was saying wherever duality is, that's God. That's where God is. So, and I'm always like, somebody's like, oh, should I rent a car or do this or whatever? I'm like, do both. Because that's where God is. For me, always God. It's always both. Like, do you want a pizza or hamburger? I'm like, both. Why make a decision? Anyway, so literally we are on this 3D realm, and that's the frequency level that we travel through in order to be corporeal and all this kind of stuff. But literally, there is this other realm, and they are within arm's distance. So it's kind of like being on a holodeck. So when the people on Star Trek went into the holodeck, they're like, ooh, they're walking around, they're running through the jungle and doing all this shit, but they didn't go anywhere. They're on the holodeck. And there's another YouTube I'm going to talk to you about the holodeck a little bit more, because that also plays into this seminal seminar, that chapter, when I blew up a whole event with a hologram or a holodeck. So holodecks are real. That other realm is real. It's just a different frequency, and it's right here. So literally your guardians or heaven, if you read Revelations again, it literally talks about how it's right there. Also, I want to say to you that when I was, and this is so, oh my God. So as a child and most of my life, I've been privy and witness to the sky opening up through the wormhole that the government uses, our government uses, and the other ETs, other Earth, the doppelganger Earth or the secondary Earth, they travel through this. They travel through this, and I witness it and all that kind of stuff. But that is part of the firmament. There is this other realm, and it's just right there. We don't experience it because we're worms, we're earthworms. We don't see it. We're not a part of that frequency. But when you go to that frequency, sometimes, have you ever maybe you have, maybe you haven't, passed out, been knocked out, and there was something right there, like these people talking to you, like, oh, and it might be your ancestors. I don't know. Could be Jesus. I don't know. Could be Krishna. I don't know. but it's just this other heavenly realm that's like boom, and they're just right there. That's part of the firmament, because literally we're kind of in a jar. We're kind of in a whatever. And it's just right there, people. So I'm going to let you go so you can think about that. But the firmament is real. The firmament is 3 feet away, and it's just a different frequency. So chew on that one.